What's up, chat? I'm not gonna scream today because the window is open. It's getting too hot to have the window closed at this point, unfortunately. Oh, the elf Onechan has badonkers. I don't get to draw giga boobs for my main characters in this manga, besides the Xana's mommy. So I have to draw them when I get the opportunity. The new Android update just made it hard to check notifications and mess with quick settings for no reason. I don't know, man. I haven't had many complaints with Android because I used an iPhone before that, and I had like an iPhone 4S that was like 10 years past when Apple wanted you to replace your phone because they want you to buy a new phone, and there was just like a mandatory Apple update that updated on its own, and my phone was working perfectly fine before that, and after the update got installed, everything basically slowed down to the point where it was completely unusable, and I was like, holy shit, it's real. They actually fucking bricked my phone on purpose. You know, the shit that Apple got sued for. And I haven't bought an Apple product since. So, I don't know. Something as low level as it being harder to check updates and stuff isn't gonna bother me anymore. As long as I can continue to use my phone without it being completely 100% bricked. Which is something that, you know, Apple is incapable of doing. Look at how that cow's udders hang. Everyone knows that men prefer flat-chested, short beauties, and that's not just coke. It's pretty often in which I'm trying to follow, like, some AI coon prompter. I'm just like, you know what? I would like to masturbate to your images, but the boobs are unironically too large, and thus I cannot fap to this. Thanks for the Prime sub, Ski Boy. I appreciate the support. I use de-googled Android with Lineage OS. Yeah, I'm not technically capable enough to do any fiddling with any of my technical devices. It's just not gonna happen. Remember back in the day when Google had their slogan was "Don't be evil," and everyone was like, haha, that's so silly. Google presenting themselves with such a straightforward, easily achieved, minimum effort level required kind of goal. That's a funny joke, Google. And then like a few years later, Google was like, you know that slogan that we had about how we weren't going to be evil? And then we tried to enter the Chinese market and we were as evil as possible. Yeah, we're getting rid of that slogan because it's too difficult for us to follow it. We were expecting too much out of ourselves with the whole "don't be evil" part. We're just going to be normally evil now on. Like, you can't make this shit up. Oh, Lisu. Apparently that French RPG obscure whatever the fuck is doing numbers. It's good to see a AA game succeed in this day and age. I'll play it when it's like $20, I guess, is how I think about it. I don't like the art style, so I'm not too excited about it. What happened to Hystrixia? She went full normie core and disengaged from the Discord and all community. Some people just have a place to go. Part of the problem with anime is that it's kind of hard to figure out how much headspace you want to give the character. Because the eyes are supposed to be lower on the head, or yeah, lower on the head. You're supposed to have extra skull space on the top than compared to if you were drawing a human in a more realistic style. Also, when you add the poofiness of the hair that I'm supposed to give her, it's actually very difficult for me to figure out where the head begins and ends right here, which is why I'm readjusting it. But the head was too long right now. And then the jaw, when the jaw is open, that also changes the measurements as well. Her face looks derp. All of the characters in Obscure or Expedition 33 or whatever it's called look a little derpy. Why is it succeeding? People just desperate for somewhat semi-decent video games nowadays, I guess. Unplug and just draw, live life. I mean, that's the real truth with me, is I don't really have time to play video games. It's just all drawing all the time, unfortunately. Eventually I will probably have to take a break and reset my, just like to recharge my brain and stuff, but I have to keep on going as long as possible because, you know, that's just what you do if you want to produce any manga at any point. It actually dropped the same week as Oblivion Remastered, so it's a pretty big accomplishment. I'm guessing they scratch different customer bases, probably. I feel like the people who play Oblivion Remaster are like Giga Normie Core, who pretend like... I feel like the Oblivion Remaster, buying the Oblivion Remaster at full price on day one is like the ultimate normie video game player who also is like, oh my god, I'm such a nerd, look at me playing this nerdy RPG game. Whereas people who are going to play a AA French turn-based RPG are actual, like, you know, people who are slightly more in the video game enthusiast category. I think people want good game bros. Well, here's the thing. It's hard to tell if a game is good or not before you buy it, at least if you're not a experienced gamer such as myself. So the whole point is to try and trick your consumers to buy it. But the AAA game industry has been fucking with their customer base for so long that even the Giga normies have caught on to not buying Assassin's Creed Shadows and stuff like that. Which is a huge accomplishment because video game consumer base was one of the dumbest, most easy to convince them to buy shitty products customer base for quite a long time. So the fact that it's gone to the point where people just aren't buying the slop is it means they've really pushed their goodwill a little too far. They hate gamers, they actually hate us. It's always important to, as a pro video game publisher tip, it's important to not have your official Twitter account yell at customers and call them incel pieces of shit or whatever, so. Expedition 33, it just seems like it's a video game made by people who like video games. And probably also like the genre that they're basing it off of. The bar has been set so low that it's not particularly difficult to clear anymore. Is basically where we're at. You just need to make an honest attempt at making a good video game and then also be willing to put several attractive female characters in it. And the gaming audience will be like, holy shit, it's a real video game. I haven't seen one of those in so many years. Seeing French RPG being a thing is odd, crazy. The French have always been crazy for Japanese culture. They have a long tradition of admiring and respecting Japan and copying great Japanese artistic works. That's why you have things like Japonism. For those of you who don't know, the French were like, "Whoa, is that a fucking kimono? I must paint. Whoa!" And then they would they'd put their French whores in Japanese stuff and have them carry like a fan and shit. Basically, they discovered the power of ukiyo-e paintings in like 1700s, and they were like, holy shit, look how fucking flat this is. Look at the line work. That's so fucking awesome. I'm gonna fucking paint! Oh! And then they started reflecting it in their drawings, which was called Japonism. It was a huge trend at the time. That's why they have all these white women wearing kimono. I just like to point out that, in general, white girls, when they try and wear a kimono, it doesn't end up looking very good. Even if they're relatively cute white girls. There's just something about white women and kimono that doesn't go well together. Art Nouveau is just a bunch of European weeb fan art. Yes. It do be like that. Soul Calibur white girl wearing kimono. No, that's a Japanese girl who's dyed her hair, who's just decided to bleach her hair, I believe. You're so fucking mask off. Holy shit. Alright. I'll show you an image. And you can determine for yourself. Who wore it better, guys? Actually, I'm pretty sure this person isn't Japanese either. I think this is like literally in New York. It's hard to find kimono for taller people too. Kimono are built for pretty specific Japanese body types. And if you have broad shoulders and too much boobs, then it often doesn't look very well. This is a photo of me, by the way. My name is BaalBud, and this is my bitch. I hate you nerds. Are you saying they don't accommodate 300-pound people? So an interesting thought experiment is try watching the movie Memoirs of a Geisha, or just look at a few clips. I wouldn't ask you to actually watch the entire movie because it kind of sucks, but they used a Chinese actress in that to portray a Japanese female. And I didn't know that she was Chinese while watching it, but I always, throughout the movie, watching it for the first time, I was like, this seems a little off. And I found out later she was Chinese, and it's because Chinese people do not have the same body structure as Japanese people, and she had pretty wide shoulders, and kimono doesn't really look good if you have the wrong shoulder width. So the proper kimono body for you to look really good in a kimono is to draw it exaggerated wise. You want to have these sloping shoulders. No fucking hourglass shape. And then no boob. You want to be flat. And that allows you to get this this nice profile, the silhouette. See, the kimono is a clothing that's designed to make the Japanese body type look good. So if you have Chinese body type, than, for example, the Ki Pao. I forgot how you say it. This looks good if you have Booba. Booba, hourglass figure, shoulders. It looks way better, right? But kimono, you should be like built like a fucking, I don't know, fucking stick. Yeah, Cheongsam. I forgot what the difference between Kripao and Cheongsam is, but yeah. Where my foot binding at? Whoa, foot mutilation so hot. What is I can't remember what the Vietnamese, those white clothing Vietnamese have. I think that's probably the hottest of all these. Oh, it's Owl Dye, that's right. Owl Dye. This is what I'm talking about. Notice how the fabric really clings to the skin to really show off that boob shape, and then also it goes up to past the waist, so you can really see this tiny amount of skin right here. I will never go to Vietnam though. It's too damn hot. That seems very uncomfortable. I feel like I'd be uncomfortable all the time if I was in Vietnam. I'm very lucky that I wasn't born in a time in which I could have been drafted and have to go into the shit in Vietnam. I would have had a very bad time. I'd be the first guy to get shot for sure. You can also just like die of dysentery or whatever. Or get like whatever dengue fever or some shit in the jungle. I'm just not built for being in the jungle. I weighed myself yesterday morning and I was like 178 pounds and I'm like, damn, I thought I had lost all this weight, but it's coming back. I'm gonna be hitting 180 soon. I have to go back to dieting, and then I went and jogged and worked out at the end of the day, and it was a pretty humid, relatively hot day, and I was sweating a lot. And when I came back and weighed myself again, I was 172. So I had fucking lost 6 pounds in a day just by the amount of water weight I fucking sweat out. And I was just like, holy shit. I'm gonna fucking die if I'm in the jungle. My body's just purging all of its water reserves. That's so bullshit, kind of jealous. To be fair, like if you're a boxer or something, that's pretty normal. Most of our body is just water, so if we start dehydrating ourselves, we can lose weight super quick. I'm just not trying to dehydrate myself. I just sweat a lot. When I would play pickup basketball against other guys, and we do like shirts and skins, everyone was like, dude, don't take off your fucking shirt. You're so sweaty, it's disgusting. I could do post play and pick up basketball because I was so slippery and nobody would want me to body up them. They're like, oh god, his skin is touching my skin, he's so slimy. Oh fuck, it's like a fish. Oh god. So yeah. I had never seen anybody as sweaty as me at any of the gyms until recently. There's this one guy who is my competitor, and he sweats even more than me, but he seems to be like really guilty about it. He seems to feel bad about it, so after he's done using a machine, he'll spend like 5 minutes wiping the floor and stuff because he leaves a giant puddle of sweat, and I always think like it's not a big deal. It's literally the Planet Fitness employee's job to wipe after you. They don't do anything else there. They just sit around all the other times. So you should just make them clean it up. But he's always like, oh god, I'm so sorry. I sweat all over the elliptical machine. If only people at the local Y had that decency. In my area, the Y is like way more upper class than the Planet Fitness, ironically. It costs you like $50 plus a month to go to our local Y. And there's all these like nice yoga classes and there's a sauna and shit like that. And the Planet Fitness is the shitty one instead. There was actually a shooting at my Planet Fitness a few months ago. And I live in an area where there's very few shootings. Can't tell if BB is boogie or not. I'm just talking about exercising. What the fuck are you talking about? You mean boogie as in the streamer boogie? You think boogie would ever exercise or ever go to a fucking gym? What are you talking about? If I was Boogie, I would be saying some like defeatist shit about how a fat, worthless loser I am, and then waiting for my viewers to be like, no, Boogie, that's not true. You're a huge inspiration. Here, take more of my money. That's such a diss. I happened to watch some Boogie videos on YouTube like yesterday while I was drawing, and I was like, this guy is such a, you know, there's people who are manipulative by being self-depreciating in that they're expecting the people that they're talking to be like, no, you're not a piece of shit. Like, they purposefully talk down to themselves so that the people around them are forced to, you know, lift them up. Because it's awkward if you're like, oh, I'm so shitty, you know, and everyone's like, no, you're not shitty. And it's just as annoying as the average TikTok influencer who does the opposite and is always talking about how awesome they are because they have a rented Lamborghini or whatever. Short of bourgeoisie, Boogie in short. Is that a real thing? I don't think anybody abbreviates bourgeoisie as Boogie. Oh, I guess there's a U there. Bougie. Bougie. I think I've seen bougie before, but whenever I say bourgeoisie, bourgeois, I actually write out the entire word, so bougie. Ha ha ha, bourgeois. The bourgeoisie classe. Every crypto is a rug pull. You just have to know how to sell before the rug gets pulled. Except the rug gets pulled within like 2 days usually, so it's basically impossible. Except for the Trump coin, am I right, fellow MAGA voters? There's no way President Trump would betray my trust and make billions of dollars off of his rug pull shitcoin. With this, how the stock market is, everything is a rug pull. Unfortunately, money is also a rug pull, so not investing isn't really an option either, so I cannot figure out how to draw this hair. I think I might have to do this off stream. Good enough. Surely the value of the company isn't reflected in their market evaluation. Yeah. It feels like we're in a massive bubble right now, but also I don't know when the bubble is going to burst, so I can't short the stock market. I've just been sitting on a lot of cash that I could be making better money if I had invested in the stock market, but I just feel like the stock market is so overvalued right now. I'd rather take the interest rates, even if I'm losing money from inflation, than be the guy who invests when the stock market S&P 500 is hitting like 6,000 or some shit like that. Capitalism really is a rug pull. Capitalism really is a rug pull, but you know what's even more of a rug pull? Socialism. That's the problem. For some reason yesterday, I don't know why I went down the rabbit hole, but I was reviewing all of the economic policies in Venezuela that caused them to be in their current situation. And I was like, damn, they did a lot of stupid shit. But any kind of controlled economy with like price controls on basic goods usually ends up being pretty fucked up. I get 4.3% interest in my savings account with no risk. I know, right? The problem is that 4.3% doesn't cover the inflation we've had, so you're still losing value in terms of your savings. Average investor is going to be like, but the stock market has no risks. It's just invest in index funds, bro. And I do have money in the stock market. I just don't want to put more money in the stock market than what I already have in it. I didn't even contribute the maximum amount to my IRA untaxed retirement saving account that I can every year this year, because it just felt like we're like right on the verge of a recession and I didn't want to pump $7,000 into my retirement account if it's gonna fucking crash right now. Share some with class. What the hell did Venezuela do? Venezuela price controls. In 1981, about half of Venezuela's population was living on the equivalent of $10 a day or less. The number was flat until 1992, the year that Hugo Chavez launched his unsuccessful coup attempt against the corrupt regime of President Carlos Andrés Pérez. I'm sure this was CIA backed, by the way, Mr. Pérez. So in 1998, Hugo Chavez is elected. He starts the Bolivarian Revolution. He nationalized social welfare programs, key industries, democratizing the market system. This isn't the same article I was reading yesterday. There was a better explanation in the other. Why did Venezuela's economy collapse? Yeah, this is what I was looking at. Major economic collapses post-1900. War, civil war, state collapse, neither. Venezuela, neither. Start 2013. End, null. It literally hasn't ended yet. It's comparable to, like, Mozambique due to civil war, Djibouti, Nicaragua. All of the other places are like Eastern European or African countries that had massive civil wars, but Venezuela somehow did it on its own. Bad macroeconomic policy. They implemented exactly the wrong kind of macroeconomic policy during the 2000s, early 2010s. When Venezuela's economy was booming due to a global commodity supercycle, a prolonged period of high and rising prices of grain, metal, oil, and gas. Government spending was deeply pro-cyclical. Instead of saving at least some money for bad times, the Venezuelan government ran double-digit fiscal deficits as the economy boomed. Government spending far outpaced income of taxes and other revenues. This is the part that I especially liked. Government spending during the oil boom was extremely inefficient. Subsidized gasoline in Venezuela was not just the cheapest in the world, but often virtually free. This led to an estimated 100,000 barrels of petrol worth over $10 billion a year being smuggled across the border to Brazil and Colombia each day, where it could be resold as a profit. So this is why you shouldn't just like have free gasoline in a poor-ass fucking country, because they're gonna be like, huh, what if I just take the oil and drive across the fucking border and sell it? At the same time, all important oil industry was starved of investment funds and badly mismanaged, as technical experts were replaced with political allies. Huh, does this sound like another country in 2025? I don't know. It's reminding me of some country I'm living in right now. So then this is the socialist part. They had a highly controlled economy. Over 1,000 firms and several million hectares of land were nationalized in the agriculture, banking, cement, iron, oil manufacturing, retail, and telecommunications sectors. Most of these businesses have closed, and those that haven't closed operated fractions of their peak output. They also had this whole fuckery with like the dollar, so that they had this massive black market dollar system. An entire industry of non-productive ghost companies cropped up to lobby the government for subsidized dollars to resell them on the black market for an immediate profit. So basically, the more shit that they did to intrude on the free market, the more they just like created incentives to have various forms of scams and shit, like reselling gasoline across the border, or creating fucking ghost companies where you would receive dollars from the government and then resell the dollars. They killed most of their agriculture industry due to price controls and stuff. Venezuela was a how to fuck up your economy 101. If you go on YouTube and type in something something country collapsing, you'll get like 30 videos of like economics explained, being like China's about to collapse in 5 days or something. But Venezuela is literally the only one that actually fucking truly collapsed. See, this is what I'm talking about. When America falls, 10 countries facing total economic collapse, 90 views. AI written script, AI written videos. If the US enters recession, 10 countries that will collapse, 2 weeks ago. Literally the same video on a different channel. 3 countries on the brink of economic collapse in 2025. What's happening? 17 views 1 month ago. 10 countries facing economic collapse in 2025. Holy shit, it's all gonna fucking collapse. Germany's crisis deepens. The big reset. Countries collapsing soon. And it's like, yeah, there was a 10% decline in the stock market. But Venezuela is the one where it actually fucking collapsed. The slop content. I don't even know if... They probably don't even have a person to actually write the script itself. They probably get AI to write the script, and then they have an AI voiceover, and then they have AI images playing in the background. It's the new age of slop. Petrostates always fail in some capacity. Countries like Norway had solid enough institutions to resist corruption that such influx of wealth causes. I don't know, man. I mean, Saudi Arabia is still doing okay. I guess the point is that they're going to fail when they run out of oil. But Norway hasn't run out of oil yet, right? So it's kind of a moot point. The question is, how is your petrostate going to do when it doesn't have oil? I think Venezuela still has oil, but the actual oil fields that they could be excavating, they can't use them because they ruined all of their like technical ability to drill new oil fields. Like, that's the thing. Like, Venezuela fucked up so hard they can't even get more oil, even though I think they still have oil fields. It's not like they completely are out of oil itself. It's just like they can't get like the next drilling project going. The best part, collapsing a country doesn't mean that it stops existing, so unlike companies, we are forced to keep existing in the fuck up. Yes, and then those people try and go across the border, which is how you get Trump elected, because people don't want Venezuelans coming into America. Ask what the Dominican Republic is doing with like Haiti. Haiti is the other country that is literally collapsing, actually. I said it was only Venezuela, but Haiti doesn't even have an oil industry, and it's just like fucking lost to gang warfare. So Haitians have to like try and fucking escape across the border to the Dominican Republic or some shit like that. Our oil is literally the worst quality you can find, and we can't refine it. So anyone who buys from us has to refine it themselves, which obviously makes us weaker in any negotiation. I didn't actually know that. I forgot that we actually have like a Venezuelan in chat sometimes. I'm always like, how the fuck does his electricity still up to be able to log onto the internet? We have like a Korean in chat, so I can meme on them when the Korean president declares martial law and has to get kicked out of office, and we have Venezuelans in chat, so I can meme on them for living in a hellhole as their country collapsed, and it's not as much fun to meme on that because, you know, it sucks, so. The thing that fucked Venezuela was the weak oil price, I guess, but the thing about oil prices is that a lot of it is controlled, right? Because we have OPEC and shit like that. I mean, we had super high oil prices, and then we had super low oil prices during COVID and so on. Saudi oil in comparison is so light that needs little to no refining. That's because they are blessed by Allah. The chosen people of the Prophet Muhammad. We have blackouts of 12 hours in average almost every day in 80% of the country, and I mean it as no exaggeration, it's that bad. Hey, look at it this way. I mean, you just need to sleep 12 hours a day, and then it won't affect you, because you don't need the lights to be on when you're sleeping right. Easy, problem solved. Go to sleep when the hens go to the barn. Yeah, if the power outage is at night, I'm pretty sure it's not that convenient. Just sleep 12 hours a day, forehead. Yep, easy. 5,000 IQ plays. How hot is it in Venezuela? Do you guys need air conditioning to survive? Venezuela weather. It's highs of 79 today, 82, 84, 82. It's pretty hot. It's like raining every fucking day. Is it like the rainy season or something? It's tropical weather. It looks like the fucking jungle. I'm looking at photos of it. This looks like a stage of from Far Cry or something. I would hate to live here without air conditioning, but I'm definitely not built that way. I live in Caracas, which is mostly mountains, so we are okay here. If I had to live in like any place south of the equator, I would definitely try and get to the high altitude places, or it'd be too fucking hot for me to survive. Keck W. I'm looking at video of photos and they're like, Venezuela is perfect for outdoor adventure. Is this like an actual tourism photo? It's like, come on guys, fellow tourists, come and enjoy the beautiful natural environment of Venezuela. You definitely will not be kidnapped. Search Pitare for the real Venezuelan experience. Wait, was Venezuela the country that has like a shit ton of barbecue, or am I thinking of a different South American country? I guess they all have barbecue. The scenic barrios of Petare. Not gonna lie, it's actually pretty nice looking. It looks pretty. Although I imagine if you ever have an earthquake, all of this will fucking collapse like a bunch of Jenga bricks. Argentina? Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking of. To be fair, I think all South American countries have like this kind of, you know, mass living situation, right? I know because I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Americans' #1 experience at learning about other countries is just like going to exotic locations in Modern Warfare and shooting people. I like how even Brazil, that's supposed to be one of the relatively better off countries in South America, has like a massive human abduction industry where they just like, people on motorcycles drive around and abduct people and force them to pay ransoms and stuff, just like as part of their national policy. I didn't need a poli-sci degree, I play Call of Duty. I was gonna make a snide comment about how you're a girl, you're not allowed to play Call of Duty, but I remembered that your username was Death Striker because you were probably a fucking middle schooler who was playing Call of Duty and thought it was a cool name. So I'm assuming that you probably do play Call of Duty. Imagine living there and deciding, yes, I will have 8 children. The Pope says that using contraception is a sin, so you're not allowed to pull out and you're not allowed to wear a rubber. That's just how it works, guys. The government used to pay poor pregnant women based on their amount of kids, so yeah, a bunch of fatherless kids thanks to that. I mean, look at first world countries now, though. China and stuff is like, no, wait. The whole idea of the one-child policy, that was a horrible idea. We take that back. Please have children now. And every developed country's person is just like, LMAO, no, I'm not having kids. No, please. Please have children, or else we will have to ask the Venezuelans to come and work in our low-income jobs, or else our rich 1% capitalists will not be able to make more money. What happened to the US government paying women to have kids? I mean, we still have the earned income tax credit, right? When they say have children, what they actually mean is white women have children. They don't want black women to be having children. They're like, have kids. No, 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 not you. We mean socially acceptable white women having children. If you're a black woman having children, you're a welfare queen. We've established that. The Korean gender war is crazy, yeah. Korea is like the whole people not having children issue on steroids. No other country is at that level. But there is definitely like something that is causing people to not have more children as we approach, I don't know, a first world economy or whatever. And it's consistent in every single country, so there's really nothing we can do to solve it, and we probably shouldn't have to solve it considering global warming is going to make the Earth uninhabitable if we don't, you know, stop using a gorillion tons of electricity to generate ChatGPT prompts. So having fewer human beings on the planet is probably a positive. We don't really need 9 billion people on this planet. We're doing fine. Being a woman is a nightmare, so I've heard. I don't know. That's not what 4chan told me. 4chan said that being a woman is easy mode and all you have to do is spread your legs on OnlyFans and you will become a billionaire. Obviously ignoring all the OnlyFans women who aren't making $1 billion on OnlyFans. I always enjoy going to OnlyFans Twitter pages and like checking out how many likes and, you know, followers they have. And there's like women that have like 10 followers. They make $5 a month. And I'm like, LMAO, the internet has deemed that you're too ugly for porn. Having fewer people in our countries is definitely a win for us, but is it a win for the stock market? Have you thought about who will be using Meta if you die? I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, investment advisors will unironically be like, don't worry, just invest it in the stock market, it will go up forever. I'm like, will it though? Populations are going to start decreasing soon. It doesn't seem like we're going to have more efficiency. At some point, isn't the number going to go down? But I'm sure the capitalist will try and make sure the number will continue to go up forever by just like squeezing more money from the average paying customer. That's probably the solution for everything. Poor countries have more children because anti-contraceptives are more expensive. That's true. But also, can't you just like have your children, get them to work and stuff? There's still a net benefit for having more kids because like the kid can contribute to the household. Because you won't have child protection services showing up just because you force your kid to start panhandling professionally or some shit. They're already piloting a Tesla company town. It's only a matter of time before we all have to pray at the altar of Bezos. Or the entire country just collapses There's always that option as well, and we all resort to cannibalism. Some kids stop going to school to work, indeed, and that's how you get generational poverty. Smile. Yeah. Well, we still have that in America, which is supposedly a first world country, so... Do you have sweaty, stinky feet? I need to know. And now that constrictor has been timed out, we can return to the conversation. America's bringing back child labor in certain states. Make sure that they're not allowed to unionize, though. That would be wrong. We really are going back to the Gilded Age, aren't we? Except that our oligarch capitalist masters aren't like the cutthroat people of the 1910s and 1920s. They're a bunch of tech bro retards like Elon, who is pretending to be a top-ranked video game player in his spare time. Kids can't even have a coherent conversation. I do not trust them to organize labor. I do wonder if there will be jobs for dumb people in the future, or smart people for that matter, I guess, but... Have you watched The Princess Bride? I have. I've seen it like maybe 3 times. The last time I saw it, I went to it to watch it in the theater at my local movie theater, and the theater was fucking packed. And there was a guy in the seat in front of me who knew every single fucking line from the movie, and it was whispering them in a very loud voice as the character said the line, and I pledged to myself that I would never go to a nerdy movie like this in public ever again. It was fucking awful. I forgot how much I hate the types of people who go to Princess Bride. That's the fucking worst. How did you not kick him? I was outnumbered. Not everyone was doing the, like, saying all the words, but he was definitely in a group of his peers, so everybody like that there was that way, so I was just like, oh fuck. I made a huge mistake, guys. What have I done? Try a Star Wars movie? Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, I went to episode 1 in the theaters, but it wasn't like the midnight screening where everybody is forced to wear their Darth Vader costumes and shit, so... It is a good movie, though. It's an okay movie. It comes from a time period in which we didn't have better movies for, like, fantasy nerds, so people are much more in love with that movie than they need to be. It's mildly overrated is how I would call it. Chaotic Minecraft screenings. That shit is for children, bro. You're not supposed to be watching that shit as a grown woman, adult. too busy crone maxing. Go and find your future husband, a 13-year-old boy who thinks Chicken Jockey is the height of cinema. Has Ball talked about Oshinoko? I have not read Oshinoko, but I know that people who are following it absolutely hated how it ended and were calling the writer kind of a hack or some shit, so... I'm also not interested in idols as a whole. I know this will shock you, but I don't jack off to idol master porn. I'm not sure why I find idols so unappealing, but they just really don't do anything for me. I'm not sure why. Miura did though, and he became legendary mangaka. Apparently Togashi is also a huge idol fan. So I guess it goes with the territory. It must be why I haven't been successful. I haven't been wasting my money on shitty Japanese pop singing groups. I could have been great with that one simple trick, but instead I chose to spend my time playing video games instead. I'm sorry. I thought you were like Miura? No. For one thing, I'm not dead. That's step one. Has everyone been following Berserk after his death? What do you think about the quality of post-Miura Berserk? I haven't really been checking it out. Nope. 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 I figured I'd try and read it till the end, if it actually ends. Haven't found anybody that kept reading. I mean, it doesn't really matter if the Western scantillation shitters are reading the new Berserk or not. It's not like you guys are paying customers. In general, it's pretty funny how Western weeb anime consumers pretend like they're the arbiters of good taste and like they matter in the industry as a whole when they don't do the most important part of keeping the industry going, i.e. paying money for the product. Only reading for the Griffussy. If Berserk doesn't end with Guts raping Griffith in the ass, i.e. a happy ending, will have been robbed. It's truly the only happy ending that's possible. Gay sex. I stopped caring when the author died. I'm not into the American style of having 20 different authors for the same story. Well, that's not what Berserk is going to be. Berserk is just going to continue till it ends by his assistants. If you want the 20 authors for the same story thing, what you want is, I don't know, Golgo 13 after the author died and it's still going on. But even then, they don't have, like, you know, the IP going in weird direction type stuff. If we're doing the Marvel formula, it would be like, Golgo 13, author is dead. What if Golgo 13 was a woman? What if Golgo 13 was gay? What if Golgo 13 was in the multiverse and doing this or that or this shit? And it would just go on and on like that. But instead it's just the same Golgo 13, keep on going. I mean, it's gonna be that way for, it already is that way for stuff like Doraemon. Doraemon will have to continue forever, even after the creator's dead. It's gonna be that way for Detective Conan. It's gonna be that way for Dragon Ball, although it won't be as consistent. Big Titty Skull Knight. Big Juicy Skeleton Milkers. Is the Skull Knight even actually a skull? Isn't he just wearing skull armor? Still a shame Miura died so soon. It's coming for all of us, but it's gonna come for us sooner if we don't exercise properly. I don't know, a lot of people just die from heart conditions in their 50s. We just don't think about it. Miura died doing what he loved, playing gacha games. I really don't get gacha. How is it gacha fun, guys? Who of you actually plays gacha? Try and explain why you enjoy playing gacha in a way that doesn't fill you with shame. I do, and I hate it. Gacha is gambling? No. That cannot be real. They would never let people with gambling addictions waste all of their money. Dopamine hit, it's that simple. Yeah, I guess if you don't get like a massive dopamine hit when you see all the shiny colors and stuff and spinning lights and stuff when you waste $10 to get a roll for a waifu, then you're not going to enjoy gacha. I have very strong resistance to that kind of gambling-based dopamine, so I find looking at the fucking pachinko machine more annoying than, you know, entertaining. So, let's say, if I have a standard dopamine-addicted gacha brain, and I walk into the local Japanese pachinko parlor, which they have. In fucking every single Japanese train station. If I look at YouTube pachinko, I go 8 hours ago, the new pachinko, Kamen Rider Black. New fucking pachinko. So Death Striker watches this video of her Kamen Rider Black pachinko machine, and her dopamine just starts dripping out of her brain. Yes, let's watch this flashing fucking epilepsy-inducing lights of Kamen Rider Black as these numbers at the bottom of the screen move. Holy shit, that's some serious epilepsy. Why pachinko and slots always look so cancerous? Why do you think? It's for cancer-ridden people. You don't even see the fucking balls moving. The balls go to the side and like it's just this gigantic fucking screen. Pachinko machines are hypnotic. They do keep you locked in. They don't keep me locked in. I see those lights and I think I'm gonna fucking puke. You're not even looking at the balls. The balls are like on the side now. You're just looking at a giant fucking flashing screen now. At least with like slots, there's some amount of like you can tap the... Oh shit. Look at all that fucking money. The guy's YouTube name is called Mega Kasu. Kasu, if you don't know, means like you're a piece of shit. So his actual name is, you know, he's a massive piece of shit. Holy shit, look at all that shiny stuff. Hokuto no Ken. Let's see if you can actually win anything. No, please. That's the wrong spot. I might have gotten the wrong spot. One more chance. One more. Is he gonna fucking explode now? Holy shit, you can see his reflection, and he's like a massive fat fuck neckbeard, just like you would think. This is the yaoi BDSM and gambling machine. Are you saying that Hokuto no Ken is yaoi? No, Hokuto Ken is manly heterosexuality. Yuria! Nothing gay about Hokuto no Ken, guys. It's just manly men fighting each other. Fisting of the North Star. If you had to suck one North Star character's dick, who would you suck? In a totally non-homo way. Also, if you don't suck it properly, your head's gonna get blown up. Mamiya's fat cock. Futakumers. Keep you burning. I can't believe how short Hokuto no Ken is if you think about it. It like came and went. How many volumes? It's like 10 volumes, 20 volumes. It came and went super fast. If this was 2025, they'd be trying to drag it out for like 100 volumes. Just like One Piece and shit. They made more spin-off series, but I'm talking about the actual manga. Keep you burning. Fist of North Star Shippuden. I mean, Souten no Ken is basically the equivalent of Boruto for Hokuto no Ken. I just think that at the time, Shonen Jump had so many popular manga that they would just let manga end if they were like, okay, the story's about to end, you can end it. Whereas if you try to do that in modern day, they're like, no, you're not allowed to end it. It's too fucking popular. That's not acceptable, I think is what would happen. I mean, aren't we getting a Rurouni Kenshin anime revival and stuff like that? It is out, yes. Yeah. Can't cancel the god tier Watsuki sensei. A little bit of child porn can't stop my hero. Demon Slayer goes brr, LMAO, they said fuck you, they aren't drawing anymore, took their money and ran. They really did, didn't they? Extremely Giga Chad power move right there. Attack on the Titan took the money too. Yeah, but Attack on the Titan ended its story and everyone hated how it ended. So that's a little different. I mean, what are you supposed to do with that? I'm trying to find gachi music that I haven't seen yet. but I can't find any. Did you listen to Gachi Vivaldi? Let's actually look for Gachi Vivaldi. Oh god, there is Gachi Vivaldi. Of course there is. Wait, where's Spring? I want to start with Spring. That's Gachi Vivaldi Spring. Wow, there's no Gachi Spring? That's crazy. Huh. There's only summer and winter, it seems. Fine, let's do a Moonlight Sonata right version. Oh ha oh ha oh. I'm waiting for the scream to hit. There is a Gachi Persona song? I'm sure there is. What is BB's favorite Vivaldi season? I don't know, man. I'm just gonna say spring. We usually start with spring, right? So, whatever. I'm not a huge classical music aficionado. This is making me fall asleep. Whenever I listen to classical music, it definitely makes me fall asleep. That's the problem. Even if it's Gachi classical music. Also, I have made very, very little progress this stream. When I'm streaming Twitch, I'm basically just dicking around. I don't actually really make much progress. It's a huge waste of time. Gachi Strive smell of the game. What about just Gachi Classical in general? Gachi Opera. Oh, what's up?
Next door. Boy. I'll be existing forever. Suck. Boy. It's a fucking deep. Boy. 300 bucks. Door. Stick your finger in my ass. Swallow my cum.
Let your body melt in mine. Suction in my You're my
Boy.
I wish I was somebody's slave. You have to pay to be someone's slave nowadays.
Next door.
It's not a service you can get for free.
I'll be
Existing
forever
suck.
with you together.
Boy. It's a fucking deep. Boy. 300 bucks. Boy. It's a fucking deep. Boy. 300 bucks.
Not that kind of slave. I want to be the leather climb. Just do a crime.
Dungeon.
You have to move to San Francisco first. Then you have to spend a lot of money on becoming hot and getting the right leather body outfit, I guess. But yeah, all you need to do is get arrested, and then you can get the ass rape in prison for free. And then you can also work as a slave for for-profit prisons.
Oh, master. Dick. Come. Oh, master. Gay sex. Come. Oh, master.
God damn it. I can't figure out what kind of black and white balance I'm looking for here. I want to have some sort of darkness creeping up behind the hand to emphasize the hand is gonna grab her fucking ear soon. Too late I ripped the skin is a great words right there. Nico Doga.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. It's our fun. Our dad had taught us not to be ashamed of our dicks, especially since they're such a good size and all.
Bad. Gay website? On the gay website?
The new Pope has not been selected yet, so keep gooning. If the Pope is selected, does that mean we have to stop gooning? I don't think that's how it works. I think we're not supposed to be gooning either way. I know this is a devastating concept for all the gooners in chat, but I don't think the Catholic Church wants you to be gooning. Billy never mattered. Billy really matters. Someone said black smoke equals black pope. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. Although that would be pretty funny. Does that mean if we get a East Asian pope, we're gonna get yellow smoke? I want Pizza Bola because his name is Pizza Bola. Is he Italian? Pizza Bola. Alright, I'm going to end the stream here, guys. See you around. Have a nice night. I will continue to grind manga. It will get done sooner or later if I keep on grinding. Have a nice night, guys.